I just shoved 3 mini cupcakes in my face. Hashtag greedy. And you know when you eat when you're wearing like red lipstick and you get that tail print just like under your chin? Well, I do, because I open my mouth really big to eat really big things like an unfeminine women. I don't do small mouthfuls, I do great glumping bites of things. So anyway, I had that telltale print and I was just thinking if Kiwi were home, he would definitely know that I just ate 3 cupcakes in a row. And I am wearing the oldest, skankiest hoodie, but I am going to be that cliche of yet another British person moaning about the weather and say it's bloody cold. It's so cold. I think actually the temperature in my house may be equal to the temperature outside right now. Also, my hair is kind of like, don't want to know today, and I'm like, yeah, don't want to know in your face. Kind of angry about it. Usually I'm just like, whatever, do what you want, I don't care. But I feel like I need to parent it more now. So and weirdly, I'm doing a favourites video and I'm not wearing any of the favourites on my face at the moment. I'm going to do my usual swatches and demos and things, so it's okay, it's cool. Let's start with foundation. I don't know whether it was because Kelly from Jelly Minx reminded me when she did her 2011 favourites, or because it's January and I remembered that I was going to IMATS, and this time last year when I did IMATS I worked with Face Atelier, but something about January prompted me to dig out my Face Atelier, which is really nearly done. And as soon as it is done, this is one of the rare foundations that I would rush to repurchase. There are only a few, and this is definitely one of them. My skin was a little bit drier in January, and I found that the Face Atelier really worked really nicely because it's got silicones in it, so it smooths over the skin a lot easier. It doesn't look dry, it doesn't feel drying, it feels really nice. It gives great coverage, doesn't cling to dry spots too badly, and overall I just think this is a fantastic foundation. Just gives a really natural dewy effect. Because my skin was a bit drier, it didn't really mind that so much, when usually it'd be like get off, get off, get off, with the flappy hands as well. I just made myself laugh, that's so awkward. But I really like this, just for the way that it applied. It was just really smooth, really lovely, blended perfectly, didn't stick to my eczema on my face, which is one of the things that I look for when I'm having a flare-up, so absolutely love this. Next thing are blushes. I had a bit of an obsession. First, I think because the Naturally collection was being talked about a lot on Spectra, I went for Redhead, and I love Redhead, and you can see how much I love Redhead. I'm not one of those people that keeps their makeup on display. I use the stuff that I have, and Redhead was one of the ones that I just picked up. I just love that, how it gives you this kind of auburn, almost sunburnt blush. This is a really good blush for me because I'm pale. I don't use it as a highlight at all, but I love the way it gives me that kind of sunburnt, coppery, auburn flush, and I think this would be amazing on people with red or ginger hair. So I just absolutely love this. I love the way that it looks. The thing that I will say is that I really don't dig Mineralize skin finishes. I used to own about 10 or 11 of these things and I just got rid of them, apart from 2. The fact that I kept Redhead says a lot about Redhead. It's very finely milled, very soft, not chalky, not glitter balmy. It's just a perfect Mineralize skin finish. Because I am an incorrigible copycat, I did pick up NARS Orgasm because I saw Denise's video and she was talking about it, and I just suddenly had this impulse and I wore it probably for about 2 weeks straight without even flinching. This little thing here is the reason why I didn't really pick up NARS Gaiety in the month of January. I love the goldy coral tones of it. I just love that it's really easy. There's no forethought really needed with Orgasm because it just looks nice. And because I was wearing a lot of just mascara and a really plain face through the month of January because I was so busy with my PhD, I just found Orgasm just a really nice thing to give my face a bit more brightness without being all like, wow, blush all over your face. I'm in a bit of an all over your face mood. So I found it just a really nice thing to wear. It just gave me a bit of colour. I think that it's like an old friend, you know, like a friend with benefits. You call it up every so once in a while, then you realise that it was quite an enjoyable experience, and then you just put it away for a little bit longer, you know, that kind of thing. So I think Orgasm is a great Friends with Benefits blush. So onto eyes. I have absolutely adored a particular combination. Now, Vex from MAC, which is another thing I copied Denise on. I suddenly realised I had it again. It's kind of like a silvery neutral, it's like an almost beige silver with a pinky, purpley, greeny duochrome. It's one of those weird colours which you can't actually pin down. So Vex and NARS Lhasa. Pair made in heaven. Seriously, just if you have both of these, just try them together. They look incredible. I don't know what it is, but it's like the perfect daytime neutral, slightly smoky eye. Looks absolutely stunning. And then grey utility, just smudged along the lash line with one of these kind of flat brushes. This is from Japanesque. And just smudge it along and then use NARS Lhasa to set it under the lash line, and it's the most perfect slightly grey, slightly brown, don't know what colour it is, smoky eye ever. And it's hard to describe how I feel about this trio of products, but together they are just the world's most perfect trio in the world. That was a bit, what was that, tautology? Anyway, irrelevant. On to the lipsticks. I have three and two are quite similar. I have Red Dwarf from MAC, which is a pro Longwear lip creme, which I'm not going to mention on Twitter because every time I mention this bloody lipstick on Twitter I get retweeted by Ace Rimmerbot. And if you've never watched the TV show Red Dwarf, which was like an 80s to 90s BBC thing, which, oh my god, it's my childhood, you would find out how annoying that is. It was funny the first time, but then it's just like, Ace Rimmerbot, just seriously, go away. Everyone knows the cat was the best character. Just saying. So I have loved Red Dwarf, absolutely loved it. I love the way that it's kind of a muted brownish red, really, really easy to wear. The only thing I don't like about it is the texture and that it makes my lips a bit sticky, but the colour I just absolutely adore. And I love that it's just a really easy colour just to pick up and give my lips a little bit of kind of oomph without like taking over my whole face with kind of like wah colour, kind of like army rolls, lights flashing kind of way, if that makes sense. Probably not. I'm not really thinking that clearly at the moment, but this, I can't even remember the name. Pro Longwear Lip Creme in Red Dwarf. I've absolutely loved it. Then very, very similar is NYX Matte Lipstick in Merlot, which is kind of like Red Dwarf, but Red Dwarf has more brown in it, whereas this has more red. So they're quite similar tones in that they're very, very muted reds, but one leans more brown, one is more bright. Absolutely love this. This is a stunning, plummy, muted red, and apply really, really creamy. They're really moisturising, they don't dry up my lips. I think these are really, really wonderful drugstore slash high street. I know drugstore really pisses some people off, so drugstore strash. Oh my god. Drugstore slash high street lipsticks. Oh my god, that was like Sesame Street, like a language learning class or something. So I've really, really loved muted reds, not quite as bright or as matte or as kind of harsh as those kind of hues were that I was wearing in winter, really matte shades, but still giving me that pop of red. The last 2 weeks of January saw me being absolutely obsessed with this, which was sent to me as a gift from Susie Dottylicious, and she couldn't have picked the world's most awesome colour. Sadly this is discontinued, and I don't know why the hell they discontinued this, because this is the most awesome lipstick. This is Catrice Absolute Moisture in Spicy Coral, and it is kind of like a pinky coral, like a pale watermelon, I would guess. One of those kind of really glossy lipsticks, so easy to just chuck on, makes you look beautiful in about 5 seconds flat. Absolutely perfect with my peach blush. I went on a peach blush at the end of January due to wonderfulness of the Horizon blush and a few blushes in between. So peach blush during January plus this lipstick, it's kind of like a hint of spring without those sickening, nauseating pastels. Absolutely love this colour. It's so glossy, so easy to wear. It's just perfect. Like, why did you discontinue it, Catrice? Pissed off. Okay, two last things. One is some skincare, which you might fall off your chair because I never really talk about skincare because I kind of find it a bit boring. If I find something that works for me, then that's great, but I'm probably not going to talk about it. So, the Hardie Amazing Face Natural Lift and Sculpt Moringa Cleansing Balm. Amazing. This was a sample that I got ages ago, but I was waiting to use it, and I have to say this is just one of those products that from the first use, you know this is gonna be something you're probably gonna use for the rest of your life. It has this sort of vaguely floral, sort of orangey smell about it, and it looks more like an ointment. And you scoop a bit out, and you put it in the palm of your hand, mix it with a little warm water, and it turns into this really, really rich like cream, which you rub into your face and it just melts your makeup away, and then you remove it with a muslin cloth and your skin is so soft, so properly cleansed but without being tight, and there are no ways to describe this. I never have such an amazing reaction to skincare. It's very, very rare, and I'm so glad that I received this sample in a beauty box because I would never have tried it otherwise. It's just amazing. It's just the way that it applies, it feels so thick and luxurious and like it's doing your skin some good rather than stripping all the oil off it. So I absolutely adore this. As soon as this sample's gone, I'm gonna run out and get one. I have to. I can't actually not have any. Last thing is my Coco Mademoiselle fragrance by Chanel, which I suddenly picked up in January, not really sure why, and then suddenly it was like epiphany. It was just really sweet, but not too sweet, not cloying. Everything was feeling a bit cloying during winter, I'm not sure why, so I just went for this, which is still really sweet, really feminine, but also it has a bit of musk in it, which kind of makes you, that smell kind of reminds me of, you know, when you're just in the street or in a shop or something and someone really fancy walks past you and wafts their fragrance, like they leave a wake of their perfume. This is one of those scents, I think. It's very, very beautiful, very feminine and very kind of classy lady, I think. So I've been really, really loving Coco Chanel. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I am a bit of a rambler today. Trauma of yesterday, anecdote, I managed to dye an Elvis sideburn into the side of my face when I was dyeing my hair. Like, not even joking, from here to here I had a massive brown dye mark, and that was like my biggest panic of the whole day. I'm not going to say the year or ever because that would just be melodramatic, but oh my god, I saw myself in the mirror, then my blood ran cold. So if you've ever had any ridiculous beauty mishaps, please tell me to make me feel better, because I spent at least an hour scrubbing my face yesterday. It was an awful time for all involved. So I think I'm going to leave you alone now.